What up, YouTube? You already know who it is. Those that go, aka those that don't fold. We here with another reaction. I'm not reacting to basketball highlights. I'm reacting to interviews. And if I had to give an interview to react to, let's watch JJ Redick and Joel Embiid. Former teammates. Currently a MVP candidate. So it's very important for me, at least, to watch this, including speaking of Philly fans turning on Ben Simmons. Because there's a high possibility that he can turn on James Harden. Well, not he. Philly fans could turn on James Harden. So let me just hear what he say. And y'all tell me y'all feel like, can James Harden handle the Philly crowd? So before this video even starts, go ahead and like, sub, show some love. Let's see what JJ Redick got to say.
You've had.
Well, let me do this just in case y'all hear. I want y'all to hear him, Oh my God, how you going to start the show late? Yeah, I know. I understand. Whatever.
Had this really amazing relationship
Okay.
with the fans in Philly.
They're very toxic.
Of course,
That's
you
facts.
went through early process years. Team wasn't very good.
Yep.
And you got to sort of blossom into this all-star, all-NBA, MVP
The
candidate.
hate did not phase
potential
Joel
MVP
Embiid,
winner.
and that's facts.
And as you just mentioned, and I'm glad you did.
Philly made him
grown up.
toxic too.
Part of it
I'm
is,
not
of
gonna
course,
lie.
fatherhood, which was a huge moment in my life as well. But it feels to me like part of that growth and maturity is you being willing to sort of take responsibility. And you've
That's
been
real.
like, when I was playing with
He
you, you never
folded,
got
he
booed.
folded.
And then when I left,
He
like,
admits
you got
to
booed
it.
a couple times. I was like,
Joe
Joe got booed by
respiratory
Sixers fans?
illness.
Like, this is crazy.
In the playoffs, when
But
they could have possibly went to the finals.
The
Little stuff
responsibility
like that,
of a
he
star
understand
to do that,
he
to
coulda
embrace
had
all
a
of
little
that,
bit more control.
that responsibility is different in Philadelphia.
Mm.
And that's all you've experienced.
Oh man, yeah. As you know, playing here is tough. Yeah, but that's what I love about them. Like that, like I wouldn't want to play in a city where, first of all, there's nobody at games, or they come to the game,
That's real.
they have no idea what's going on.
That's
but in
real.
Philly, if we just sign,
Philly
let's say
fans
a
are real
15 man
diehard, man. That's no
last
cap.
night, they're gonna know about it. Like,
Yeah.
they're just so in tune with everything that's going on with the team. And
Football
that's what
and
I love
basketball.
about them. Like, they're so intense. And like you said, I got booed a few times. But my response has always been, I kind of took it as a positive, because I felt like if I was in that situation, that must mean that I'm not playing well or I'm not playing hard. So I always
Good
took
shit,
it as
Joel
like,
Embiid. He hears the boos. He don't get in his feelings. He takes a negative, turn it into a positive, and continue to play better. Let's see if James Harden could do it, and let's see
okay,
what they say about
gotta
Ben
change
Simmons.
it. I gotta play better. Like, I gotta play harder. I gotta make sure I do whatever I did. But
Yeah.
like I said, I love Philly fans, man. She left us, and you played for a bunch of teams since you left us, and I'm sure there's no fans like Philly.
Team did he play
None.
for
Yeah,
other
so
than Philly
That's why I love it.
after he
Yeah.
left Philly?
And I've always
Dallas,
said
that don't even count.
I will take the bad with the good here over
Yeah.
apathy of other
Yeah.
fan bases.
That's what
10
Kyle
times out of 10.
Korver
Yeah, for
said
sure.
too.
100%.
Philly.
Yeah.
But I don't want to sit here and harp on any of the Ben situation, but I as a follow up to that question, do you feel like part of the reason that Ben wasn't maybe as beloved or got a lot of shit from certainly a certain contingent of Philly fans was because they didn't feel, I'm not saying Ben did or didn't, but they didn't feel like Ben really embraced that responsibility of playing in Philly?
That is a good question. I wasn't thinking he was going to ask that type of question of how Ben Simmons enjoyed the Philly fans. At the end of the day, I heard Gilbert Arenas state that, that's the issue with Knicks fans and Lakers fans, that, why certain players don't want to play for them, because they are very toxic and they get very disrespectful when it comes down to after a player folds, their own player fold, they will disrespect them. So let's see what JJ Redick has to, let's see what Joel Embiid
And that
response
and
is
that
to
relationship
JJ
with
Redick.
fans.
I don't think so. I think it did. I think it was more so, and you were here. I think it was more so.
Tell me,
Uh,
curious.
they didn't feel like they were hurt.
What?
That you know how much they wanted them to shoot the ball, how much they wanted them to be better.
Yeah, they were
In their
frustrated
own
with
ways.
him.
He's a great basketball.
And now this was my problem with Ben Simmons. I understand what Doc Rivers and Joel Embiid did in the post conference. That is unacceptable. But I'm just saying, bro, you can't be a max contract player and have 6 points in multiple playoff series, including Game 7, and then expect people to just be, you feel me? But they did had put your jersey or had a picture of you in a garbage can, so I understand, bro. Like, they just doing a lot of player hating, bro.
Basketball
So
player. He does so much
understand.
stuff on the basketball court that people should pay attention. But they also felt like
He could be better.
from year one to
Year-
whatever year that was
Yeah.
from, like
You feel the
They
same
didn't
way,
see-
Joel Embiid.
trying to understand because even when you look back at all the years, like what was the biggest thing they wanted him to do?
Shoot.
Shadow, yeah. Yeah. So I think they just felt like he had been so long and there was no changes. I think that's what kind of started the whole thing about, everybody
Yeah,
being
bro,
mad
you
and all
didn't
that stuff.
add
But I feel
anything
like
to your game.
I think he
And
embraced them.
it's for me. It's not like he was getting 10 assists a game. Like, he wasn't. His assist rate didn't go up. It's not like he was confident enough to drive to the paint because he's scared of free throws. So it felt like he was getting worse because the money came, the pressure came, and then it's like your 5th year. So it's just they expect better, bro. I'm just saying, if I fucked up and my grandma, my brothers call me
I don't know.
trash,
I don't
I
know
ain't
if they
leaving
felt
them.
like it was genuine
You see what
or
I'm saying? Like,
whatever,
my family
but I
called me
think
trash
they
because
felt
I was
like
performing
I
trash.
feel like he embraced them.
I do too. I think you
blame
nailed it. I think that is
Philly
the.
fans. But they did not
If
help.
we were to sort of
But I
summarize
really felt like it was Doc
the
Rivers and
frustration
Joel Embiid that kinda
of the Philly
fucked the
fan
vibe
base,
up.
Yep.
it
Probably
is that
Doc Rivers.
they did not see the growth. And certainly in the 2 years that I played with him, I saw growth. Watching him become one of the best defensive players, and you saw it his first year. Our first year here,
I'll give you that.
Like, I saw it. You saw glimpses of
he
it.
grew
There was a
defensively.
possession. I remember he was on DeMar. He shut him down. Couldn't get a shot off. He ended up switching on to Serge
Okay.
in the post. Serge couldn't move him. We got a shot clock violation, and it was like, whoa, that's who Ben could be.
Yeah.
And you see that growth, but it was that non-growth
Embiid
in shooting.
misses that. Look at him.
And that was the
He
frustrating.
misses
I think you
that.
nailed it.
Aw.
For sure.
Ben to me, I mean,
Big ass,
I love
sensitive
Ben.
guys.
I thought he was a great teammate.
Yeah.
I thought he was engaged.
Yeah.
That's what I saw the most.
What?
When it comes to Philly fans and their frustration about the whole thing.
All right, I'm gonna just end the video like that because the ad's about to come. You seen what JJ said. You seen what Joel Embiid said. At the end of the day, Embiid felt like Philly fans just wanted him to get better, and that's reasonable. And they did go overboard with how they disrespected him, but I think if he didn't go, silent for so long and ignored, if his response to folding was better, I wouldn't think Philly, would have, even the news anchor putting him in a garbage can, stuff like that, saying he's trash. I don't think that would have happened if he would have responded better. But like Ben Simmons said, he had mental issues, so it just wasn't finna work out. So for me, if I'm a GM, it's hard to invest in a player who, when moments come, I understand team does support you, but at the end of the day, when pressure does come and you can't show up, and big pressure moments have other people reacting in a certain way about you, and it affects your mental. I just feel like with social media, with society nowadays, if you're that mentally weak when it comes down to certain things like that, it's hard for you to go to a certain place like Philly, LA, New York. You're not gonna last. So let's see how Brooklyn show love. Brooklyn is a very relaxing, peaceful team to play for because they don't judge their teammates, they don't attack their teammates, and that's why I don't understand why Harden left. Harden does tend to fold a lot, so I wouldn't be shocked if Philly booed him. So let's just see how it goes. Let's see how Embiid feels about playing with Harden. And more reactions on the way. Like, sub, show some love. Shout out to JJ Redick. Shout out to Joel Embiid. Shout out to this guy. And more videos on the way. Deuces.